It is finally time to look back on the things 2025 provided to us. But before I get into the best and worst lists of the year, I'll mention a couple honorable mentions I want you to check out. They may have not been the cream of the crop, but at the very least, they were the highlights of the year. So without further ado, here are my honorable mentions of 2025. The first project I want to shout out is One of Them Days. This is a fun, well-paced riot of a film with cartoony situations that make me laugh and great performances from Keke Palmer and SZA. Look, this isn't the most emotional film in the world, but for what it is, it pretty much accomplished everything it wanted to. So if you're looking for a fun and colorful film to make your day a bit happier, I would definitely recommend you to check out this film, because it's got that and then some. I also wanted to shout out Left-Handed Girl. This is a film where you can absolutely see the handprints of Sean Baker all over it, especially in terms of the script. And yet, in spite of that, you can tell that the director had the most say, not Baker. That vision especially comes to life via great atmosphere and a great tonal balance. This is one film that I think you definitely should not miss. My next honorable mention spot is actually one taken up by the two Predator movies, with the first one being Killer of Killers, which in my opinion is the stronger of the two releases. Like, when we are talking about the best uses of blood in a movie in 2025, this has to be up there. You might think that based off what I said, I regarded Predator Badlands in a lower level, but honestly, I have it in the same vicinity as Killer of Killers. The reason why mostly has to do with it having a more focused story than Killer of Killers. Following this one predator trying to survive in this crazy world is actually kind of entertaining. So if you're looking for a badass action movie to put on for movie night, these two would be the films for you. Okay, shout out as well to Mickey17 from Bon Joon-ho, who continues to be one of the best genre blenders of this current generation. It's definitely not as good as Parasite, but I can't complain about a movie with a dual Robert Pattinson performance, can I? After that, we have a couple of animated shorts to get through. The first being Tears of the Mountain. While the awkward voice acting takes me out a little bit, the animation does more than enough to compensate. If you have not checked this out already, carve like 8 minutes of your time out, and it will be worth it. And the final film I want to shout out before transitioning into the album part of this list is Albert Birney's Tank Fantasy short. This is a short with a really silly concept, and I think it's very funny. From the retro aesthetics of the film to the absurd humor, this is just classic Albert Birney through and through. So for that alone, you should definitely check this one out. To kick off the album part of this list, I'm gonna talk about an album that I'm pretty sure has little to no coverage. I wasn't able to find too many reviews of this album out there on the internet. That, of course, being the new Kíla album that they did with the Paul Frost Brass Band, that being Raise the Road. I think it's a shame that this album got little to no coverage, because 1, Kíla is a legendary Irish band, and 2, this is some of their best material in years. It's honestly inspiring to see a band in their 5th decade still trying to push the boundaries of Celtic folk, jazz, and funk fusions. While I think some of the songs could have used a little more retooling, this just proves that Kíla still has that fire within them to make a truly beautiful work. So yeah, shout out to Race the Road for being shockingly good. The next album I want to shout out is this collab album between Albert Birney and Birney-Willen, that of course being Landscapes. To make a long story short, Albert Birney had an incredible 2025. And this really solid new age album that he did definitely belongs in that conversation. Alright, moving on from there, we have the new Bad Bunny album, DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS. In complete contrast to our previous two entries, this is one of the most popular albums released this year. And honestly, after tasting the fire production, solid performances, and getting a sense of tragedy within Bad Bunny's lyrics, I get it. When an album is this good, I get why it became the cultural force that it was. If I was curating the Super Bowl halftime show, I would have also picked Bunny mainly due to the strength of this album. And yeah, I don't have too much to say outside of that. I mean, it's a Bad Bunny album. What more is there to say? And also, what more can I say about this Skrillex album? I feel like a project that made me appreciate Bro Step should make the honorable mentions list. While I think some songs pale in comparison to others, overall, I just had a really good time with this album. Next, I would like to give props to the new Dano album, an album I only discovered via a Twitch stream in anticipation for another album in this list. But yeah, if you're looking to get into cold-blooded, hard-nosed Latin rap, this is one of my highest recommendations. The album in question being Nuevos Trapos. Alright, we're getting into the last entry on this list, and that is gonna be the new Clipping album, Dead Channel Sky. One of my most anticipated projects for the year. And a record that really blew me away on a first listen. Although on recent re-listens, the album has dropped quite a few spots for me. This does not diminish how technically proficient this album is, and how good songs like Run It and Dominator are. At the end of the day, it's still a Clipping album, and I'm not too angry with the product I got at hand. So yeah, those were my honorable mentions of 2025. Check them all out, and as always, rock on, Chicago!